Call halal Yahweh Shemel Shai. Call halal Yahweh Shemel Shai.
All right, hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Ruach HaKodesh. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well to us younger brothers in the truth. Peace and love to the elect men that scattered across the four corners of this earth. And shalom to the noble multitude consisting of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, and you Israelite foreigners who are scattered amongst these heathens who may look like these heathens, but spirit goes back to an Israelite. This your brother, your Nah, your Allah, coming again, Lord willing, with another edifying lesson entitled Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai loves Israel only, man. Okay, and without further ado, I want to get right into it. Starting with 2 Chronicles 9 and starting at verse 7. It says, happy are thy band and thy men are who? The Israelites. Okay, starting with 144,000, 12,000 from each tribe. Okay, trickling down to the 1/3, and eventually what 2/3 of the nation of Israel, because we know they have to be destroyed on this side, but they will be reborn again in the kingdom, man. So it says, happy are thy men, and happy are these thy servants, which stand continually before thee, and hear thy wisdom. And it says, blessed be the Lord thy power, which delight thee to set thee on his throne. And ultimately we know what that Queen Sheba, right? She was praising Solomon, because of his wisdom that he had obtained. Because before Solomon ruled, he prayed to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai for wisdom that's we asked for. And when he did that, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai blessed him with everything, man. So again, it says, happy are thy men, and happy are these thy servant, which stand continually before thee, and hear thy wisdom. And if you could receive it, okay, Solomon was Yahweh Shai, okay. And it says in verse 8, it says, blessed be the Lord thy power, which delight in thee, to set thee on his throne, to be king for the Lord thy power, because thy power or thy God love Israel, okay? Israel only, no other nation but Israel, to establish them forever. Therefore may he be king over them, to do judgment and justice, man. And like again, going back into the theme of this lesson, hey, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, our power only loves Israel, man. Okay? And even the other nations, okay, because Queen Sheba, she wasn't an Israelite, she was from another nation, all right, and she knew that, hey, our power was the true power, man, and that he only loved Yasharallah, man, okay, which Yasharallah means he is the prince of the power, man, okay. And who is our power? Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls God or Jehovah or Yahweh, okay. His name meaning he is, and the world also calls on Jesus Christ ignorantly, but his true name is Yahweh Shai, means he is salvation, he is delivered. That is our power of Israel, man. Okay, and they only love Israel only. So let me get this in Hosea in 11:1, right? It says, when Israel was a child, then I loved him and called my son out of Egypt. Okay, and what we just living out of Passover. Okay, and the Lord, he called us out of that land, man. Okay, to give us his laws and statutes and commandments and give us the promised land. But guess what? Our wicked forefathers, they didn't want to hear and obey to the laws and statutes and commandments. Okay, so these curses started to apply to us. But guess what? That didn't take away that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai still wasn't dealing with us. That didn't mean he didn't love us. Okay, he just had to punish us, man. Okay, for us being as a child not want to be men and women of the Lord, man. So it says, when Israel was a child, then I loved him and called my son out of Egypt. Okay, and that's the point, man. He only called Israel, and we are the Lord's children, man. Okay, and he only loved us, okay? And guess what? He's about to call his elect, okay, the 1/3, okay, out of the land of spiritual Egypt and Sodom, which is America, man. He's about to um, gather us from the east to the west, from the north into the south, man. Okay. So another precept I want to get is Psalms 47:4. It says, I started 2. It says, for the Lord Most High is terrible. He is a great king over all the earth. And that's right, because one of his names was known as Alashajah, a demon-like power. It tells you there's a fearful thing to fall in the hands of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. But guess what? That doesn't make him wicked. Okay? Alright? He's a righteous power. That's why it says he is a great king over all the earth. Okay? He does everything in a balance, man. So it says in verse 3, he shall subdue the people under us, and that us is the Israelites, man. Okay, starting with our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shai Mashiach, and the nations under our feet. It says, verse 4, he shall choose our inheritance for us, the excellency of Jacob, whom he loved. See, that's who he loved, Jacob, whom he loved. And Jacob's name was changed to what? Israel, man. And guess what? Jacob had 12 sons, and they carry on their father name, man. And we still carry on their name today, okay? And as people know, is what? It's the 12 tribes of Israel, man, okay? And that's who Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai loves, man, okay? And that's who he's dealing with. So I'm gonna get another one. This is Malachi, you know, just gets harping back upon Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai only loves us. This is Malachi. I'm going to start at 1. It says, the burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. And Malachi, he was an Israelite, man. Okay, a prophet. In verse 2, it says, I have loved you, saith the Lord. See, this is the Lord saying this. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai saying this. He said, I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau's Jacob brother, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai? Yet I love Jacob. And we all know, we can go to count in Genesis, that when Jacob and Esau was born of Isaac, right? And Jacob came out last, holding the heel of his brother Esau, man. But guess what? Even though that was both Hebrews, okay, coming from a chosen man, Isaac, it was only meant for Jacob to receive the promises, man. Why? Because that's who Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai loved and ordained, okay, from the beginning, okay, to receive his love and his blessings and his promises, man. Okay, so, hey, going back to the title, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai only loves Israel, man. Okay, so this is Romans 9. You already know where I'm going. This is Romans 9:13. It says, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Okay? See, he loves Esau less, man. And he loves us more. It says, what shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with the Most High? The Most High forbid. Yeah, there's no unrighteousness because he loves somebody less than somebody else. Or he loves his nation more than any other nation, man. That's not to be wicked, man, because we all love things and hate things, okay? We love things and love other things less, man, okay? Which is hate. To love less, like less, man. All right? And guess what? I can read verse 15. It says, for he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I have compassion. And thank the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai that he chose us to have compassion, man. Okay? With, man. Okay? So this is Deuteronomy. This Deuteronomy 7:8. It says, but because the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai love you. See, going back to the theme of this lesson, and because he would keep the oath which he had sworn unto your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and hath the Lord brought you out with a mighty hand, and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen, from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. And we know the modern day Pharaoh, king of Egypt, is what the presidents, okay, in today's time, or that we're living in, to 2025, is President Trump, man. Okay, and how about Shimon Awashai? He's gonna deliver us from this place, man. Spiritual Egypt and Sodom, man. Okay, and Egypt goes back into to a house of bondage, man. Okay, and bondage is slavery, and we're here serving our slavery, our captivity, until Yahweh Shimon Awashai comes back to deliver us, man. So I want to end with this, a classic, 2nd Ezra 6, and yeah, I started 56 because Yahweh Shimon Awashai said he will have compassion on whom he will have compassion. So it says 2nd Ezra 6 and 56. It says, as for the other people which also come from Adam, thou hast said they are nothing but like unto spittle, nothing, spit. You disregard spit, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. So the Lord don't even disregard them. Regard them, and he disregard them, man. So it says in verse 57, and now, Lord, behold, these heathens, the other 17 nations, right? Because it's 18 nations, okay, including Israel, which means there's 17 who the Lord's not dealing with, who he hates. So it says, and now, O Lord, behold, these heathens which have begun, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us and to devour us, and we see that, okay, when we're spread out through the four corners of this earth. They push their laws and policies. They don't want us serving Yahweh Shimon Awashai in truth and sincerity, man. So it says in verse 58, but we thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, and given into their hands. You see that? And why? Because the Lord gave us into their hands, man. Because we became we committed spiritual adultery, man. Okay. So the Lord gave us up, man, because we didn't want to hearken, follow his laws, statutes, commandments. So I'm going to read 58 and 59 again. But we thy people are the Israelites, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. If the world now be made for our sakes, Orkamany, okay, the whole entire world, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure? And Lord willing, this don't have to endure a long time, man. Because every day we wake up, we're getting closer and closer to the kingdom of heaven, man. Okay, where the Lord, it's gonna be shown throughout the whole world that the Lord is dealing with us, and that he loved us, man, because he's gonna set us on top, okay? And we're gonna be immortal. He's gonna put his laws, statutes, and commandments in us, which means, hey, we'll never go off again, man. We'll be holy in his eyes, man. Okay? Why? Because the Lord loved us and he promised us these things. So without further ado, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Raha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, Ray Millstone, who rule well and teach well to his younger brother, the truth. Peace and love to the elect men and scattered across the four corners of the earth. And shalom to the new multitude, consisting of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, and you Israelite foreigners who are scattered amongst these heathens, who may look like these heathens, but spirit goes back to an Israelite. Shalom, Abba, Kwam Yasharallah, Shalom.